In the chaos of World War II, when the world was burning and every resource mattered, a small team of engineers sat in a dimly lit warehouse in Rhode Island. They weren't generals or soldiers. They didn't carry guns or fly planes. But the mission they were given would prove just as vital as any battle: to design a building that could be shipped anywhere, assembled by anyone, and survive everything from bombs to brutal weather. The Army called it a lightweight, portable structure. The engineers called it impossible, but they began anyway, with metal sheets, bolts, and a dream to protect the men fighting across the globe. The night stretched long. Drafting tables were filled with blueprints, rejected models, and failed ideas. One night, as the rain battered the roof, a young engineer named Peter de Jong looked up at the curved ceiling and said quietly, "What if the roof was round? Like this?" Everyone turned to him. A curved structure could deflect wind, shed rain, and even absorb shockwaves from nearby explosions. It was simple and brilliant. They sketched the first arch that night. Soon, the Quonset hut was born, a half-cylinder of corrugated steel, simple enough that 5 soldiers with wrenches could put it up in less than a day. No nails, no bricks, no fancy tools. Just panels, bolts, and courage. When the first shipment of huts left for the Pacific Front, the soldiers laughed. "We're living in tin cans," they said. But a month later, when a typhoon tore through the jungle, the laughter stopped. The palm trees snapped. Wooden barracks collapsed. But the Quonset huts stood strong, water dripping off their curved roofs like armor. News spread fast. Soldiers started calling them iron shells. Engineers tested them under explosions, fire, and floods. They refused to fall. Wherever the army went, from frozen Alaskan bases to the heat of Guadalcanal, those strange half-circles followed. But their story didn't end with the war. When the fighting stopped, thousands of these huts were left behind, empty and forgotten. Yet people saw something more. Refugees turned them into homes. Farmers turned them into barns. Artists made them studios. Even universities used them as classrooms. The same structure that had sheltered men in war now sheltered dreams in peace. Years later, one of the original engineers visited a small town on the American coast. He saw children playing inside a Quonset hut converted into a community hall. Its metal walls were painted bright blue, laughter echoing where once there had been fear. The old man smiled, touched the cool steel, and whispered, "You outlived the war." What began as a desperate wartime invention became a symbol of resilience, proof that great design isn't just about beauty, it's about survival. Each bolt, each curve told a story of human ingenuity, of people who refused to give up even when the world was falling apart. And if you ever drive past one today, rusted maybe, half covered in vines, remember that it once stood in a jungle under fire, holding the line for soldiers who had nowhere else to go. The Quonset hut may look simple, but within that curved steel shell lies the story of an idea that refused to break. Because sometimes the strongest things we build are born in the darkest times.